KREM 2 News 10 at 10 begins now with Mark Henrahan and Jeremy Legoo.
Good evening and thank you for joining us for KREM 2 News 10 at 10, where we give you more news in less time. Let's get started. Hurricane Helene has made landfall in Florida as a Category 4 hurricane. Nearly 1 million Floridians are without power tonight. 3 deaths, 1 in Florida and 2 in Georgia, are already being blamed on the storm. The hurricane is barreling on shore in Florida's Big Bend region, with damaging winds as forecasters warn of a catastrophic storm surge up to 20 feet. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis warning residents tonight.
It is currently making landfall in Taylor County in the Big Bend section of Florida, Deckle Beach. It is a Category 4 storm with maximum sustained winds of 140 miles per hour.
The director of the National Hurricane Center described the expected storm surge along Florida's coastline as, quote, an unsurvivable scenario. Well, this is a view from the International Space Station showing the sheer magnitude of the hurricane. This is clearly not the right video. The tropical storm force winds have extended almost 350 miles from the storm's center, with many from the deep south to Pennsylvania feeling the impacts tonight. And taking a live look at US 195 tonight. Just moments ago, crews have started shutting down the northbound off-ramp of US 195 near Cheney-Spokane Road for repaving. WashDOT is expected to wrap up the work at around 4 o'clock this morning. There will be added detours in place. In other news tonight, the trial date for the man accused of killing 4 University of Idaho students nearly 2 years ago will again be moved. Brian Koberger appeared for the first time in Ada County today. He was transferred from Latah County earlier this month. His trial was slated to start in June of next year, but in court today, the judge brought up concerns with the timing. The trial is expected to last for a few months, which he says would pull jurors away from their families for the entire summer.
Having it set to run the entire course of the summer, I think we will find to be difficult on jurors, in particular. Jurors who may have children who are out of school, in terms of being able to spend time, go on vacations with them, et cetera. That's one concern. The second concern is with school that typically starts in mid to late August, and jurors or parents who may have kids going off to school.
The prosecution wants the trial to start earlier in May, while the defense wants to push it back till September. Each side will present their argument in a closed hearing. The judge will then issue a written order once a new trial date is set. And now to our night beat with a quick look at today's top stories. We are tracking several wildfires that were sparked as a result of the storms last night. A wildfire burning 4.5 miles south of Danville is prompting level 2 and 3 evacuations. The Ferry County Sheriff's Office says level 3 go now evacuations are in place for the 4th of July Creek Road area. Level 2 get set evacuations are in place for areas east of Big Goosemas Road and west of Highway 21. The Sheriff's Office estimates that fire has burned at least 1,700 acres and is 0% concerned. Meantime, in Whitman County, a 4,000-acre wildfire is burning along the Snake River. According to the Whitman County Sheriff's Office, there are no evacuations at this time. Deputies say the fire was caused by lightning last night as 50-mile-per-hour winds moved through the area. Deputies say no structures have been threatened or lost as the fire has been burning in remote fields. And in a story that we first broke last night, Orofino fire crews faced strong winds as they battled a brush fire behind the Orofino Elementary School. It broke right out as the storm was moving through, but it's still unclear exactly how it started. We've also learned that a piece of metal came flying through the air, breaking some of the school's windows. The school said their building and their land were not burned and that classes went on as scheduled this morning. And that was your night beat. To learn more about any of these stories, just head to our website. That's KREM.com. And as fires continue to burn across the region, let's take a first look at the forecast with Chief Meteorologist Jeremy Legoo. Jeremy, noticeably cooler today. What's in store for tomorrow and the weekend?
Well, it's a slow, steady warm up Friday, Saturday, and then it's back to the cooler weather. So it looks like it arrives just in time for the weekend, but doesn't stick around for the whole thing. 56 degrees is where we sit right now, and overnight we are going to fall a little bit more. I think we're going to go ahead and adjust that. We're at 56. We're likely falling into the 40s along with the rest of the inland Northwest. It is going to be a chilly one as you start the day tomorrow, but just know we are dry and we are sunny once again, which is going to allow temperatures to climb. There is going to be a little bit of rain, so if you're heading over to the west side, expect it over the Cascades through the first half of the day tomorrow. Then it's all sunshine from sea to North Idaho, all the way. Sea to Idaho. 76 tomorrow under mostly sunny skies, 81 Saturday, and then topping out in the 60s on Sunday as wind picks back up, but it will not be near as strong as what we saw yesterday.
Sea to the Silver Valley. There you go, Jeremy.
Oh, I like it.
All right. In other news, a Sandpoint teen was killed in last night's windstorm after a tree fell on him. 17-year-old Charlie Miller was a senior at Lake Pend Oreille High School. According to the high school there, Miller was rushed to Sacred Heart in Spokane but did not survive surgery. After learning about his death, the school's principal brought in crisis counselors to talk with students.
Charlie was a great young man. He was very, very kind, always willing to support anybody and have kind words for everybody. If you met Charlie, you were automatically taken back by his just presence that he had.
Principal there is encouraging the community to contact the school if they are interested in supporting the Miller family. We have learned the storm caused damage to the popular WSU crop mural just recently completed outside of Pullman. According to the Washington State Employee Credit Union, who commissioned the artwork, most of the teal color washed away, and some of the design is looking pretty windblown, erasing the fine lines of the mural. You can still see most of the cougar and the loud and proud words on the hillside. The crop art isn't permanent, but there were hopes that it would last until homecoming. And that windstorm also tore through farms in Green Bluff last night. KREM 2's Connor McAvoy reports on how it's impacting Simers Farm.
They're planting their stakes in the ground again.
We sent all of our kids home, and then the rest of us just sat and watched the weather roll through and do whatever it wanted to do to our tents.
Owner of Simers Farm, Bert Westover, hasn't seen a windstorm as large as this week's since he bought the farm in 2020. Tent after tent flew through the air from the dust storm, with winds blowing them harder than Westover or anyone with the farm expected. The wind was so powerful it not only knocked the stakes out of the ground, but in some cases bent them so far they snapped in half. Now thankfully nobody was hurt, but owners tell me that the wind caused their harvest festival to be cut short.
We still don't know if we're going to be open for the weekend. We're making good progress.
Westover is optimistic the Harvest Festival will be open on Saturday, taking the extra time to repair every tent for every vendor so folks can enjoy a fall tradition beloved in the Green Bluff community for more than 50 years, emphasizing how the setback isn't the only one farmers are facing in the community.
Each farm is going to be affected whether they're open or not this weekend.
Doing whatever they can to prevent it, knowing how strong the winds can get.
You can see that, hear that guy pounding that into the ground. I mean, it's down there. This was just a freak wind that just took it out.
In Green Bluff, Connor McAvoy, KREM 2 News.
New tonight, the NTSB has issued an urgent safety warning for some Boeing 737s. It says critical flight controls could jam on some 737NG and 737 MAX planes. The warning comes after the NTSB investigated an incident report from February where pilots on a United Airlines MAX 8 plane reported their rudder pedals became stuck in the neutral position while landing. The FAA says United Airlines is the only U.S. airline with the 737s that use the components in question and that they are no longer in use. It's official. Gonzaga men's basketball will play Baylor at the Spokane Arena this November. The arena will host the season opener coming up on November 4th. Baylor and Gonzaga have agreed to play each other in the following 2 seasons at neutral sites, although the future locations have not been revealed. The Zags and Bears have only played each other 5 times. Of course, they faced off in the 2021 National Championship game where Baylor beat Gonzaga 86-70. And that was your KREM 2 News 10 at 10, where you get more news in less time.